All right, guys, just want to do a quick review on this Sun Joe wood chipper. I got the 15 amp one, which is the newer model, a little stronger than the 14 amp that you might find out. And it comes with everything you need. It's pretty actually easy to put together. So once you get the box open, I mean, my box came pretty dinged up and I was worried that the product would be damaged because the box came a little bit you could see some dents in the side, but they package it up pretty well. And it's, you know, it's not fully assembled, so it keeps it protected. As you can see there, it's smashed in from the top. I was worried about that when I peeled the top off, that it would be a problem. But once I got it open, everything looked good on the inside. It's, like I said, nicely spaced out. So there's enough room for, you know, the box to get beat up. You got your wheels, so there's really not that many parts to it. There's a couple screws inside there, and then the little holder for the piece that pushes twigs down. The actual chopper itself is not that heavy. It's maybe about 10 pounds, something like that. As you can see, it's pretty much assembled already, so there's not much that you're going to need to do. So it'll take you about 5 minutes to put it together. There's the axle for the wheels, and looks like that's about it. As far as what you need to do to assemble it, it's pretty easy. I'll walk you through the process here. You just take those screws off. There's a little nut and washer. You take those off the ends of that axle. And then what you're going to do is feed it through those holes on the, I don't know what you call that there, but that's the wheel holder and the base that the chipper is going to sit on. And then you put those little plastic caps down at the end, and they'll keep the wheels from rubbing on the wall. Now make sure you do not make the mistake that I made there by clipping this on first, okay? You do not want to do that, and you're going to watch me mess up here. I actually clipped both of them on because that's how the instructions seem to show you should do it, but it was actually indicating that you should take them off. But it wasn't that hard to pull them off. You just kind of use a little screwdriver in the back, pop the clips off. So again, make sure you do this first. Okay, so you put that little washer, you're going to put the nut, and then you're going to screw that into the axle there. Okay, so you're going to do that on both sides, and you're going to tighten them up. Now you're going to need a tool. It comes with a little tool in the box, but I just used the nut wrench here. Put one on the other side the same way, and then just, you know, tighten it up to a hand tightened firm twist. No, not too much. Then you can go ahead and put those caps on. Now's the right time. So I went ahead, capped those pieces on, and then you're going to flip your clipper like that, your chopper, your chipper, whatever you want to call it, and then you're going to slide these inside those holes. And then you're going to notice that there's pre-drilled spots in the metal, and you want to line that up, of course, with your holes on the other on the chipper itself. Then there's a couple screws inside the box that you're going to use. It's a screw, and you'll see that it comes with the washer. Those are the ones that you're going to use. You're going to take those and you're going to screw them in, get them lined up nicely. Now, they're not going to hand tighten in, so you're going to have to use a little bit of force. I personally used a power drill, but I just didn't set the settings to where it's going to and attempt to strip it. So I just kind of drilled it in enough to get it in. There's me trying to show you to drill it. Almost stripped that screw, so be careful in attempting to demonstrate that you're using a drill. Yep, then you flip this bad boy over. There's a little plastic clip piece that you can use to hold that the piece in place that you typically use to push the twigs in. So it's kind of like a juicer. If you've ever used a juicer, you'll feel that this is just like that. You know, you throw a carrot in there, and then you have that piece that pushes the carrot down because, of course, you don't want your finger to get caught in there. and this even more so. This thing is very powerful, and you'll feel that once you start getting the twigs in. So you definitely want to use something like this, but you'll find that it chops up a lot of the twigs. It kind of pulls it down itself. So in the instructions it says do not really force things in. So I find you just kind of nudge them in, and this device will just go ahead and pull everything in. There's your on-off switch. When you put it in the off position, you can pull that piece out to lock it so that nobody can mess around and get themselves hurt. Now this knob that that I'm using here, this is if you get, let's say, a lodged item or something gets jammed and you need to take it out. Of course, put the chipper in the off position, and then you can open it up from here. This is also the area where you can see the blade, and if you need to change the blade, you can do so. So basically the twigs go in there, and this thing's rotating at a very high speed, and that's how it's chopping everything up. So you go ahead and close that back up, make sure it's in tightly. So you'll notice it'll kind of fit into place. Once you screw it there, it'll slide itself into the right position. Hand tie it up, pretty tight, and you're going to be ready to go. Once you get it all nice and secure, you take a look at it. There's like a little flap there that prevents the pieces from flying out, because there's going to be a lot of pieces just moving really fast. This gives you a little bit of an instruction. It doesn't want anything 1.5 inches or more in thickness, so try to stay under 1.5 inches. I find it struggles a little bit then. That's how you tie your extension cord, which is what is recommended, so it doesn't automatically get disconnected. And this is what I'm working with here. I have a mesquite tree. I trimmed a lot of branches off. I chopped it up. You want to try to have pieces that are kind of straight, and again, not too thick. So when you go ahead and put them in, it pretty much does the rest of the work. See, I threw mine in a wheelbarrow here so I can just collect all the mulch instead of me having to shovel it, or I can take it where I want to. You feed it inside there, and like I said, again, it pretty much will remind you of a juicer. Now, I'd recommend probably having some earplugs or some ear protection for sure, some eye protection. Maybe throw a hat on and wear some gloves, because those wood chips can be kind of sharp, and you don't want to get yourself hurt with this thing. It feels very powerful, so you want to be very careful with it. I was surprised the way it just crushed everything. Sometimes you have to help push it through a little bit, but again, I was not pushing hard. I just kind of let it get inside there to where the blade could get a grip. And here's after I did about maybe 15 branches. You can see the wood chips, the way it looks. It kind of got me there. There was a sharp piece, so be careful. I heard somebody say that the pieces come out and they're all silky smooth. That was not the case with me. So it smells great. You'll be nice to have fresh, clean wood chips like that. If you plant trees, I'm a pretty avid fruit tree grower, and this is great top dressing. This will be an excellent mulch for trees, and you can go ahead and it will break down and help build higher quality soil. So I find this wood chipper to be great. I would highly recommend it. It's like $130, something like that. I was going to pay money for somebody to come haul away these twigs and branches, and they were going to charge me $50. Why not pay, a few bucks more? And anytime I need to trim a tree, I don't have to worry about all the scraps. I could take them and actually nourish the trees that I have in my yard. So it was a no-brainer for me. It's a great value. You'll get your money back in the long run for sure with something like this. And it's really nice to have fresh wood chips like that. I mean, and you don't have to order a ton. You can just kind of do it as you go. Every year you're going to be pruning your trees, maybe a couple times a year. Why throw out all that yard waste? Just take it, throw it in there, and turn it into nutrients into your backyard, and it'll actually go right back into your soil and turn into fresh soil. So for me, this thing's a win. Works really well. Again, just be careful with it. I'll leave a link where I got it. You can buy these on Amazon. And yeah, hope this helps.